So sorry I'm a few minutes late. I was going to jump on about, I don't know, 7 or 8 minutes ago, and then I had a snafu at the grocery store because I had to run over and get some snacks for my son's class, and then my bank card wasn't working for some reason, and then all the cashiers were like hovering around me, and yeah. So it was a little bit stressful. But I wanted to come on and answer kind of some frequently asked questions about creating your own Oracle deck, because I've created 3 of my own. I'm actually working on 4 and 5 right now, which have had a little bit of a delay, just because I've got some other things going on. And, it honestly doesn't bring in income while you're creating your deck, unless you set up something like Kickstarter or GoFundMe, where you can get some income coming in by people pre-ordering decks and having some incentives so that you have income while you're creating the deck. But otherwise, I'm going to tell you straight, otherwise, if you're not doing that, you're creating this for yourself. You're creating this for your ideal clients. You're creating this because you have something magical to share with the world, and you want to get it out there. You want to be able to spread it in a fast and easy way. I've had a lot of people say, because Doreen Virtue is such a popular, Oracle card, Oracle cardess, I don't know, prophetess. I've had a lot of people ask me, well, are the cards like Doreen Virtue's cards? Well, one, you have to realize she's backed by a really huge company. She doesn't have to do anything up front. She's not creating the artwork herself. She's not manufacturing them. She doesn't have to manage the printing or distributing process. So she has the ability, she's got a lot more flexibility, and, Hay House, because she's produced so much, they know her stuff's going to sell, right? So they are probably more willing to invest in the higher quality materials, the really thick cards, the gold, embossing, the really nice stacked box. That's not to say that the Oracle cards that I've created are bad. They're not. They're just not. Doreen Virtue, if you want to create cards like Doreen Virtue's, I'll be honest with you, you're going to need to invest quite a bit of money in a local printer, probably, someone who can make those really thick cards, the really thick box, do all the packaging and stuff for you. The service that I use is called GameCrafter. It's thegamecrafter.com. I've got 3 of my decks up there right now. The reason I recommend it to my students, and I say students because I have a Create Your Own Oracle Deck course. You can go to my website. It's magicwithmelly.com, and go under the Oracle card stuff, and you can find it there. But so my students, the reason that I recommend the GameCrafter is because it's print on demand, and the quality is great. Everyone who's ordered my decks is in love with them, so rest assured. If you use GameCrafter or another print on demand service, you're not going to be compromising quality. The other thing I like about the GameCrafter is, especially when you're starting out and you have this big, powerful idea and it just has to get out in the world and you're so excited about it, is because you don't have to make a significant extra investment. It's print on demand, so you create your files, you upload them, you proof them, you create your package. So in each of my packages, I have a deck of 36 cards, I have a tuck box, which I also designed, and I have a booklet with meanings of the cards, extra information. And GameCrafter prints that all out, assembles it, hi there, and shrink wraps it when they send it out to whoever has purchased it. So it's a super smooth and easy process. They do keep, obviously their manufacturing fees, and they keep a small percentage. But for me, the peace of mind and the work that I don't have to do, the investment that I don't have to make, is so incredibly worth it. Okay, I don't understand why people have no lives and need to come on and say rude things. Really? You want to spread negativity? Because don't we have enough of that in the world already? So anyway, the print on demand works really, really well. The other cool thing is with GameCrafter, you can set your own price. They have a little interface where you type in the amount that you want to charge, and they'll show you what your cut's going to be. And you can toggle, I have a feeling you're a spammer too. You can toggle the price based on, what your profit ends up being. So you can make sure that you're getting enough profit for whatever you want to receive. I just took a shower. Sorry, guys. So super easy, and you can change it at any time. The other thing I like about GameCrafter is I've heard of so many people who've invested in like a book or a deck, bought so many copies of their own, and then, you know, noticed that something was off, or they forgot to add something, or maybe there was a misspelling that they didn't catch. The cool thing about the GameCrafter is literally, if you want to change out a card, you could swap out a card at any time. Takes about 5 minutes. If there's a misspelling, all you have to do is go into your file, change the document, resave the file, and then upload and swap out that page in your booklet section within GameCrafter, and then republish your deck. And the publishing process takes no time at all. They do ask that you purchase one of your own decks before you officially start selling it, but you don't actually have to receive it in the mail before you can start selling. All you have to do after you've created your deck is to hit purchase, you know, one of your decks, and then immediately after that, once it's registered your own sale, it will allow you to hit the publish button, and it's immediately available for sale. So it's super flexible. You can change out cards all the time. You could change out pages in your booklet. You're never stuck. There's never a point of no return. And in my course, I have video tutorials for Photoshop, for Canva, because some people like Canva. If you're not a graphics person, Canva might be a little easier to learn, but I just like Photoshop because of the flexibility. And the cool thing is, one of the women in the last run of my course, she had never used Photoshop before, and in a month she created her own Oracle deck, and she's super excited. So it's not that hard, you guys. That's my main message, is it's not that difficult. You know, I talked to someone else who was like, yeah, I'm working on an Oracle deck, and she's not even doing the artwork. All she's doing is picking photos that people submit. And she's like, yeah, it'll probably be done in a year or two. And I'm like, a year or two? You could have that baby out in a month. Are you kidding me? Not everybody gets it done in a month. You have to be really dedicated, because the things that take the most time are the card artwork. It depends, you know, are you doing just a nice little background, or using stock photos, and then putting some text? Is it something simple like that? Or is it, oh, you haven't seen my cards. Or is it like my cards, where you're actually doing like a unique painting? This is one of my cards for my Layers of Healing deck. This painting is called Energetic Somersault. These are the backs of those cards. So you can see, I mean, this is not just a, you know, piece of tissue paper. It's a card. The other ones I did a series of dogs. So this is Messages from the Dogs, where I actually did a dog portrait for each one. So it's the artwork that takes the longest time. And so if you don't have a lot of in-depth artwork you want to do, you can definitely get it done more quickly. The other thing that holds some people up is creating the messages, because some people have no idea what to say. And the key thing to remember is that if you are compelled to make an Oracle deck, you have something to say. And all you need to do is trust that there are people out there waiting for your specific message. You just have to trust. And it's a big leap of faith. What I did with my first deck, I was so nervous with my first deck, because I was like, oh, what if these messages don't resonate with anybody? Some people don't go the whole channeling route. I do kind of go the channeling route. But you don't have to. You know, you can come up with a set of quotes that you like, create a set of quotes you like, create a set of affirmations you like, find some mantras you like. Some things you might have to worry about copyright, so I prefer and I recommend to my students to, you know, create something original. Then you don't have to worry about all that, you know, copyright. Is this quote copyrighted? I don't know. I don't understand you people. So anyway, what frequently asked questions. Do you guys have any questions? I just have a couple more minutes. I've got to get my son off to school because I was late. Oh, and I did my cat's deck too. So I did a series of cat portraits, channeled messages from the cats. I called it Messages of Meow. Frequently asked questions. The software has been a really big question. Some people are like, well, can I use this software? Can I use this software? You can use absolutely any software that you want. The way the GameCrafter works is by dimensions, and they use web resolution so that it's easy for people who aren't versed in print to design. The dimensions of the cards, before they're trimmed into this rounded rectangle shape, the dimensions are 900 pixels wide by 1500 pixels tall. When you upload your files to Proof, they will show you the bounding area so you can see where the bleed is and where the cards will be trimmed off. So again, you've got full control. You can preview it and know exactly what you're getting before before you start selling. The other cool thing about the sales pages on the Game Crafter, okay, their site is not that pretty, but you can put tons of stuff up there. You can put your photos up there. You can put videos, you can embed YouTube videos, you can put any copy that you want, you can put links to other pages, your other social media. There's so much that you can do, and again, the benefits of them handling the sales and the printing and the assembling and the shrink wrapping and the shipping without you having to worry about all of that stuff, it really is worth the very minor amount that they take for their little commission, kind of like, thank you. I'm glad that you helped me out. Thank you for that. So what else? In terms of how many cards are in a deck, you can put however many cards you want in a deck. If you want a box for your deck, and this is based on if you're going through Game Crafter. Again, you don't have to use the Game Crafter. In my course, I also have a list of additional resources for some other printers that do print on demand. The only thing that you need to do is go by their template. So whichever printer you're going to use, make sure you get a template from them and you can adhere to that template, because that is going to determine, the final product. Obviously, if you're not using the right template, your cards could be cut off. They could be, shrunk too small. You really need to work with their templates. And the Game Crafter, again, for people who are not familiar with print design versus web design, I've been doing both for about 17 years now, so it's all, I speak that language. But if you're not used to that, then being able to work in pixels versus having to work in DPI and, dimensions and things like that makes it a lot easier. It doesn't matter whether you use Canva or Photoshop. I've set out different processes for each. I had never used Canva before I created the content for my course, so it was a really great learning experience for me, and it was cool for me to see how easy it is, if you know what process you're going to go through, to use something as simple as Canva, which, if you guys don't know, it's Canva, Canva.com. It's a free software online. I don't know if you're a spammer too. So yeah, I'm kind of just rambling. I'll try to get on again later, since I was a few minutes late this morning. Again, my website is magicwithmellie, magicwithmellie.com. What is wrong with you people? Seriously. And you can look at more Oracle card stuff up there. I don't know if I have the frequently asked questions, but if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. I do have a form at the bottom of just about every page of my website, so if you have a question about the Oracle cards, hey darling, you can ask me and I will answer you. The other cool thing about my course, which I ran the first run of the course in the Facebook group, is that I answer any question, but I also create like audio recordings and videos, based on, based on people's questions. So, a couple people said, well, how do I specifically do this in Photoshop? I want to do this for my cards. How can I do it? So I would create a brand new video just for that person so that they could watch and learn and get up to speed. So that's all content that you have pretty much forever. It's forever access. But, there's 36 cards in a deck. You can also do a deck of up to 90 cards. So if you're going to do a tarot deck versus an Oracle deck, Oracle card decks are a little more, I don't want to say ambiguous. They're left open to interpretation more. So there's more you could do with them in terms of affirmations. Some coaches that I've talked to said that they would really love to have a deck to accompany a program that they're doing, Ala actually has, she does a list of self-care techniques. So, if she were doing something like that, she could create a card for each self-care technique and hand out this deck to her clients. If you're a coach and you're already doing, a program that's $1,000 or more, it's really not that big of a deal to tack on an extra, $25-$30. And, oh, yeah, you totally could. I keep trying to tell coaches, I'm like, you can totally make cards that would go with your program and be added value to your clients. But I don't think people, they're like, who's this crazy person telling us these things? So, but yeah, and so you could add it on to the cost of your program, have this added value for your clients that they have with them all their time. Then they have this deck of cards that they can take with them and pull a card out anytime they need, extra self-care, anytime they need to remind themselves about one of your manifestation principles, if you're a manifestation coach. If you're an art coach, if you're an art teacher, maybe there are cards that have different, art techniques that people could pull out. Yeah, different art techniques. Hang on just a second. Oren! Time to get dressed, sweetie. Got to get my son ready for school. That's my proper parenting. I'm going to Periscope while I yell at my child to put his clothes on. Don't judge me. So anyway, there's so many things that you can do with cards. And the cool thing is that once you have done it once, like I said, I've done 3 decks so far. I'm working on 4 and 5. You've got your process down. You've got your process down. And so each next deck that you do becomes easier and easier. And you don't even have to do, if you don't want a box and a booklet with your cards, you could just do something super simple. You could create a set of 10 or 20 cards, have them sent to you, like buy your own cards. They would come shrink wrapped, and then you could create some kind of cute little pouch, like a little velvet pouch or a little decorated, like handmade box, or tie them with ribbons. There's all sorts of things that you could do that don't involve the box and the booklet. The wholesale cost or production cost for a deck of 36 cards with a box and a booklet is roughly $16. That covers everything. And so your pricing, you would want to charge enough over that so that you are getting some profit. If you wanted to reduce the price of that, you could take the box and the booklet out, because the box costs more because they're printing the box, they're cutting the box, they're folding the box, they're gluing the box, they're assembling the cards in the box. So that's why I think the box costs about $4 to produce, and then the booklet costs about $4 to produce, because they are cutting the pages, assembling the pages in order, folding it, putting it in the box. So it makes sense that the box and the booklet would cost a little bit more base production costs than the cards alone. So those are just considerations, and I walk everybody through that in my course. It's not a super big deal. But again, my main message is that you can do this. You have wisdom to share. You have magic to share. Because I have 0 more shirts left. Okay, that sounds good. So anyway, I've got to sign off here because I got to run my child, and then I have to commute because I have a part-time job in a town that's an hour away, which sounds horrible, but it's not, because I live in Colorado, and I'm driving towards Aspen. My job is down near Aspen, and the drive is absolutely beautiful. So it's a beautiful start to my day. It's a beautiful end to my day to be driving through the mountains, and I live in the mountains, so I really can't complain. These are choices that I have made, and given up some things, in order to make these choices, but I'm really glad that I did. So.
She works in Basalt.
Okay. That was my 6-year-old making a cameo. All right, so if you have any more questions, go to my website, magicwithmelly.com. It's in my profile. Scroll down to the bottom. There's a form. You can send me a question. If you're planning on spamming me, I just prefer you don't do it, because I don't think we really need to waste our time, trying to make other people feel bad. All right, my 6-year-old is getting crazy now. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks. So yeah, ask me questions. I'm also on Facebook, facebook.com/magicwithmelly. You can post questions there. If you have other questions, I will do another scope and address your questions. So, all right. The 6-year-old says, have a good day, too. Bye, guys.